So this meeting is what we call a VIP meeting. So virtual in-person meeting. So it's going to be very brief, and it's designed to introduce the Engage Global products to folks just like you, Kathy, and to help you to understand exactly how beneficial these products can be, and also to re-energize any of the rest of those who are already health advocates and helping others to get to know as much as possible about micronutrients and the power of micronutrients. So it's very informal. So if anyone has questions or comments or want to ask about something very specific, then you can feel free to do that. The microphones won't be muted. You can raise your digital hand. If you're having trouble raising your digital hand, you can unmute yourself and just interrupt and ask your questions. So feel free to be able to do that. So we got a couple testimonials that we want to share. First of all, in fact, we have several testimonials that we'd like to share. Jeff has a treasure trove of testimonials. Before we do, though, we want to make sure that you know that this presentation is for information and educational purposes only. So you have to make sure that everyone understands that. And that the comments that we're making have not been evaluated by the FDA. The FDA is the only one authorized to declare a nutritional supplement to be a treatment or cure for any disease state. So we are not making any claims that these products will treat or cure or heal in any way. They are supplements that your body needs. It supplies the necessary nutrients that your body needs so your body can heal itself. This is not to be, this meeting is not to be intended to be a substitute for a visit to your primary health care physician. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. And please remember that when you hear testimonials, they are purely anecdotal. And that simply means that what happens to one person may or may not happen to you. So that is not meant to be a deflator in any way, shape, or form. That's simply something that we're required to share by law. So we pass that on to you to make sure that you understand. We're not allowed to give you the impression that a nutritional supplement can do anything other than nourish the body. So, but some of the testimonies you're going to hear will be quite compelling. So you'll find it to be very interesting all the way around. So before we talk a little bit about some of the products, I thought it might be interesting to for you to hear one testimonial, maybe two. We'll start with one that will illustrate what can happen when the body gets introduced to proper nutrients, proper nutrition. Linus Pauling was the one that said that every disease is rooted in a vitamin and mineral deficiency. I don't know if anybody famous has ever said it, but my personal opinion is that every disease is really just a representation of malnutrition. So it's almost like we're starving to death. So listen to what can happen when the body is given proper nutrients. Now, Jeff Ashby and I go back some years. This was the man who decided that he wanted to spearhead getting the word out about Dr. Prasad's products. And he chiseled past my steel door and started doing a presentation. And in his presentation, he showed a patent that had the words treatment for diabetes mellitus, I guess is how it's pronounced. And I very rudely said, Jeff, please don't, you don't need to go on with your presentation. Tell me about that. So unbeknownst to him, he had hit a major nerve with me. And he found my hot button. He wasn't looking for it. Maybe he was, I don't know, but he found it. And that's the one that did it, because I'd never seen a patent with the word treatment in it that was awarded by the United States Patent Office for something that was a nutritional supplement. And again, we can't claim that this product will treat or cure, but we can tell you what the patent's title is. And Jeff can tell us a little bit more about that. And he's got a testimonial that he's going to share with us. So before we go on with the rest of our presentation, so Jeff, please.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. I do have when when we were traveling around the country, sharing these things just here about a year and 4 or 5 months ago, in November of 2023, we were out in North Carolina and had an incredible opportunity to be part of a Saturday event where people just got together in a hotel room and shared experiences. It was pretty amazing. But because you just brought up the reason that you even let us in your door and kept us there was because of diabetes. I need to jump back across the entire country. Same trip, just 3 weeks before that, we were out in Santa Barbara, California, and I want our guests on here tonight to just see how quickly this this lady's brother responded when she gave him these products. So here we go, and then we'll bounce back across to North Carolina for the next one. So here's this one.
Maybe to my brother. He's diabetic. He's taking medicine for his diabetes. He takes a needle in his stomach, and so he was just having trouble controlling it. His A1C was like, he told me it was like 13. And after about a month, he went back for his A1C check. This was only 1 month. It was down to 8. And he said that was so wonderful. And he said it had to do with him. The only thing he did different was take these products.
13 to 8. Jonathan, we're on to something right here. We just need to let everybody know that this exists. But this
That's
this
incredible,
next,
Jeff.
yeah, this next one I'm going to share with you as a young lady that actually was removed from the military because she had such a debilitating condition. She didn't even know what it was, but certainly experiencing the pain of Crohn's disease, a gastrointestinal, way beyond just dysbiosis. But listen to how micronutrients clear across the country also helped her. Here we go.
Go ahead.
I was stationed at Fort Gordon, Georgia. I was in there for 4 years in the Army. I just want to say that the Micro Daily and all the products, it the life changing to me. Life changing. I was released from the military due to Crohn's disease. Never heard of it before in my life until that day. And if y'all know Crohn's disease, it deals with your immune system, it deals with your digestive system, it deals with stress, it deals with all the bad stuff that I did not. But since I started taking this, I've seen a drastic change, a drastic change, a drastic change. I haven't been back to the doctor yet, but because I feel better. I feel good about myself. My immune system better. My digestive system better. Pain level great. So yeah, and I'm so excited. Thank you.
So, Jonathan, I know we've got to explain a little bit more about the products, but when the time's
Wow.
right, I've got one more from that same afternoon dealing with postpartum depression, and whoa, yeah, emotional.
Wow.
So
Wow.
when you're ready.
Okay, that's absolutely incredible, Jeff. An impact like that on diabetes is incredible, and an impact like that on Crohn's disease. And anyone who's listening right now has to say to themselves that this is not normal. There's something unusual here. And if that's what you're thinking, you're absolutely right. And that's why we're just going to give you a quick a quick idea as to what they took and why they potentially could have had such a dramatic overall response to that to this product that was introduced to them. So this brochure right here really kind of simplifies the whole process, and anyone can have access to this. So if someone invited you to this discussion, you want to ask them for a copy of this brochure. Engage the Micronutrient Company, because what it does is it just kind of gives you the background overall of the product itself and why it's so unique. That opening sentence, I think, is just very powerful when it says that micronutrient deficiency is a crisis in human health. And that is very, very true. Look down to the bottom half of the screen. Toxic environment and micronutrient deficient food results in poor health. And believe me when I tell you that every word in this brochure is worth reading. So sit down, grab yourself a cup of tea, and just really go through it. Go through it because it's telling the absolute truth. The last sentence on the page, I think, is just mind-numbing. Obesity and sickness are increasing at a rapid rate, and that's not by accident. And obesity is connected to so many different diseases, including cancer. So there's no question about the issue and micronutrients being a big part of the problem. Dr. Prasad is focused on 3 key areas for improving health: micronutrients, gut health, and healthy weight. So those 3 pillars of health have been addressed by this gentleman right here. This is Dr. Prasad. He's written 33 books. I think it's really been more like 35, including more than 250 articles that are peer-reviewed publications. And Dr. Prasad has a storied background. His list of accolades is quite extensive. So, and this is the reason why we feel honored and privileged to be connected or associated in any way, shape, or form with the products and supplements that this gentleman has formulated. We're not talking about some college graduate that went to school to learn how to formulate products. This is the gentleman who spent more than 30 years of his life as a professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, director of the Vitamin and Cancer Research Department. He also was invited to be a member of the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee. Those are just a couple of the things that you see that stand out with him. So he's forgotten more than most college graduates know. He's 90 years old and still cranking out science papers and still authoring books to this day. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant man. But the government, United States government, is the one that said that they wanted a micronutrient that would help soldiers on the battlefield. We're talking about the Department of Defense. And none of the other vitamin companies, none of the major companies out there said that we could do it. Dr. Prasad said, no problem. I can handle that. And handle that he did. His research went through clinical trials, human studies, 9 months of safety testing with the U.S. Military Internal Review Board, 6 years of testing, as you can see, and 14 clinical studies, including 7 human trials. That's the formula, the original formula. That's the foundation of the testimonials that you just heard. That's the backbone of it right there. Dr. Prasad has since been awarded his products have been awarded 10 U.S. patents. So, and that's spread out over a variety of the patents, not just the main initial MMF is what the product was called, MMF, Military Micronutrient Formula. So again, it was designed for the soldiers on the battlefield. That's what it looked like when it was first introduced to the military. Little flat package like that. You see it on the bottom laying flat, and standing up on top of the flat package is what happens if you open it up. It's like a little book, and they were given instructions. You take one in the morning, one in the evening. That's the way that they would take it. So each one of those capsules had two capsules. 2 on the left was morning, and on the right was 2 in the evening. So that's what was in those packet for the soldiers, and it was enough nutrition to keep them in optimal health while they were performing their duties, even in the most toxic environment on planet Earth. There's Dr. Prasad, who happened to meet a gentleman, David Nemelka, who had deep pockets and was interested in getting this man's formula out to the world. And that's what made it available for the public. We now have access to it. And that's what Jeff came to my house to tell me about nearly 10 years ago, and told me about the details about how this product worked. When he connected it to diabetes in any way, shape, or form, that got my attention. And you can see that was just one testimonial that you heard earlier about it. So what does it do? It doesn't treat disease. It doesn't cure anything, but it sure makes the immune system do what it's designed to do. So, and that's what these two, you see the capsule form is in the green bottle, and the yellow box is the hydro form. It's got a citrus flavor to it. You just mix it in a bottle of water. What's in it? This list right here. And it doesn't seem like it's anything super technical. And there's nothing really special except that Dr. Prasad put the formula together. He knew the exact quantity and the exact combination and from the correct form so that our bodies could benefit from it to the max. And all throughout there, you see the word activates nerve 2, activates nerve 2. And that's all connected to anti-aging. That's all connected to reducing inflammation. That's all connected to living longer and healthier. So everything there Dr. Prasad focused on is critically important for human health. So I'm going to just flip through the rest of these so you can just sort of get an overview of each of the products. This is the Microdaily EMF. This is the most advanced formula that Dr. Prasad put together. So we went from the green bottle and the yellow box now to a red and a red. This is the EMF version because we all been slammed with much, much more radiation than ever before. That's what the screen here was all about. Because 5G cell phone technology, 700 times more powerful than the original cell phone technology. So, and we're all walking around with these things in our pockets. They're all next to our body. So that it's important that we do have even more radiation protection. That's why that one's there. It's built on this intermediate formula, which is the methylated form of the original formula. So the body can absorb the B vitamins even quicker. So even better, because some people have problem with a particular gene, the MTHFR gene, and have a difficulty assimilating those B vitamins, critically important for the central nervous system. And that's why Dr. Prasad put this particular formula together, the methylated. So basically, again, this is like in between the green and the red. So yeah, well, that's all I can tell you about that. It's in between the green and the red. We have a children's version of it. This is the same red formula, the most powerful formula, but put into a gummy for children. And it ain't just for kids. I can tell you right now, they taste phenomenal, and it's a great substitute for a snack. And I've been enjoying them quite nicely. And Dr. Prasad also put together a product that's designed to cause your body to produce GLP-1 hormone naturally and GIP. Why does that matter? Well, have you ever heard of Ozempic? Ozempic is a synthetic, provides a synthetic semaglutide that behaves like GLP-1. So not your natural hormone, it's a replacement for it. It fills in for the missing GLP-1. So it's synthetic, it's pharmaceutical. But guess which works, in my opinion, more efficiently and better? Nothing works better than what your body produces naturally. Nothing. So pharmaceutical drugs can be very, very helpful, but as you know, they can have lots and lots of side effects. So this natural product that Dr. Prasad has formulated is significantly lower in cost and just as efficient and just as effective as your body's production of the natural GLP and GIP. So it's called GLP-1 boost. So imagine someone who read about Ozempic. The doctor says you got to have this. It will help with your diabetes. This is what the doctor would say about Ozempic. Help with your diabetes and will help with all kinds of other health issues that you're having. Plus, the side effect that some people have been experiencing is weight loss. But the downside or negative side effects might include, some bone issues and other significant complications. That's on the one hand. Or someone who invited you to this meeting tells you about this product that does the same thing, but there is no downside to it. There are no side effects. It won't cause you to have brittle bone disease. It won't cause you to potentially get any other health issue. So you can decide which one you would prefer to have. A lot of us are taking it and enjoying the benefits of it because it just simply makes you healthier. And we like that part. So this goes on to explain a lot about how that works and how the gut absorbs micronutrients. So that's why we have the Probiotic Daily and several other excellent products And you can read all about them here in the science brochure. This is one of my favorite, the collagen peptide. That's to me anti-aging in a container, in a canister. So it does more than just provide the body with replacement of collagen that we lose as we get older. It also provides elements that moisturize the skin, make the hair more elastic and rejuvenated. Your nails get stronger, joints get lubricated. It even has a defense against the loss of GLP-1 hormone, neutralizes DDP4 enzymes. And you're trying to figure out what that is. I'll just tell you this in a word: it's connected to diabetes. There's an actual drug that does that, neutralize DDP4 enzymes. This does that naturally. So, and also supports health and healthy aging. So this is the basic core 4 that is recommended by Dr. Prasad. So if you're going to choose anything, this is the one that we would highly recommend. There's other bundles that you can also take a look at, but take a snapshot of this, and now you get a full view of all the benefits of the basic core 4. Essential help for the heart. This is the heart boost. Boy, this is really good. If you got anybody that you know that's got a blood pressure issue, you might want to just at least have a conversation with them about this one. Any kind of issues like that. As far as digestion is concerned, as we get older, we have issues that will help with that. Our brain starts to slow down. We might remember what happened to us 50, 60 years ago, but sometimes we forget what we had for breakfast this morning, or we walk into the room and we affectionately call it sometimers when we, sometimes remember something and sometimes we don't. There's nothing affectionate about that. That's an indication that we're getting some oxidation on the brain. But this product here, phenomenal. I take 2 of these and 2 of these 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, and just keeps my brain on and popping. I'm amazed at just how my level of memory and mental acuity is sharp as a tack. And I credit it to the Brain Boost, to be quite frank with you. And I started taking iBoost on a regular basis, and I thought, oh my goodness, man, my screens have just really improved. They're so much better. And I thought I was doing a Zoom meeting, and I thought Zoom had done an upgrade. You know how you get those, you have to, install the upgrades to Zoom. I thought the last upgrade was so good that it made everything so much brighter. And then it dawned on me, I was taking the iBoost. And I wasn't just taking 1 capsule twice a day. I went to 2 capsules twice a day. And it was like, wow, someone just took me from high definition to ultra HD. And so I'm really happy with the way that works. And I'm not one that has eye problems per se. I have these reading glasses I wear, but I love to kind of get rid of them, to be quite honest with you. So I'm working on that. A couple nights ago, I think I had some caffeine late in the day and I just could not sleep. I woke up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and boy, I was in trouble. I took 2 of those, put me in a coma. I love me some sleep boost. You want to improve your sleep? This is the one you want to get. And then CBD, phenomenal for anxiety, phenomenal for helping you to improve your sleep. And so the combination, if you really have stubborn problem with sleep, take one of those at night also, and you will be amazed at the difference that your body will experience. So I'm going to summarize this right now and bring our meeting to a conclusion just by telling you about these 2 little rabbits right here. And both of them had phenomenal last meals. But the guy on the right, these are their lungs. These are their lungs. And the rabbit on the left had his favorite meal, but it didn't have micronutrients in it. The rabbit on the right also had his favorite meal, but it had micronutrients in it. And they were both subjected to a lethal dose of radiation. And this was an experiment that was done with NASA. They're the only place that had the laboratories with a powerful enough radiation source. And the one on the left, his lungs looked like a liver and just fried to a crisp. But the one on the right, that's how lungs are supposed to look in a rabbit. So the micronutrients proved to be a protectant for them. And that was just part of the clinical studies that were done. And the list just really goes on and on and on. One of my favorite, again, is look down at the bottom of this list: type 2 diabetes protection, done at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. And that's a very interesting study that was done there. The bottom line is the conclusion that was confidently drawn was that the right micronutrients, the formula Dr. Prasad put together, deserved to have a US patent that included the words treatment of diabetes. So that's all I can say about that. And here's the list. These are the patents. So remember I told you the one that Jeff showed me? He showed me the whole list, but the one that made me interrupt his presentation and stop him and focus only on that one is the second one from the bottom on the left. Patent number 7605145. Micronutrient formulation for the treatment of diabetes. And I was done from there. I was done. So, and I'm just excited to be a part of an organization that has this much respect for health and life and is willing to put forth this kind of effort to help get the word out. So that's the reason why this presentation was scheduled and organized, and why you have a chance now to pass the word, help us get the word out and tell others about this amazing, amazing, amazing products. So we've got another testimonial that we want to share with you. And Jeff, this one's about Parkinson's. It involves Parkinson's.
Postpartum depression.
Depression. There we go. So let's do that, Jeff, just so that especially the new ones that are on the meeting can realize that this is not just about feeling better and having a healthier immune system. So please go ahead.
Yeah, and really what you've just described, and I love our new science document. That booklet is 48 pages that you just walked people through page by page. You didn't have to be the expert. You just had to show where this kind of expert information can be found. And I loved how you went through that. And gosh, just a few days from now, we'll all be able to order hard copies of exactly what you went through. Talk about being powerful. Just amazing. So again, to kind of set the stage, this was a little over a year ago. We were traveling the country getting ready for Dr. Prasad's birthday, and we were out in North Carolina. And it just so happens that on a Saturday afternoon, we were participating in a Super Saturday event, but the testimonies are just so powerful. And I was just going back through my phone actually, and ran across a couple of these a few days ago, and I thought, wow, this could be really a good one for those of us that know others that are that may be struggling. And so here's this young lady's response. Pretty amazing.
Is it afternoon yet? Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine. I'm with Carmen and my family. Yeah. The way I was introduced to the product, it was through my aunt. We had a fellowship one Saturday, all the women. And she just gave it to us. Really, she really didn't say nothing about it, really. But because we trust her, we took it. Right. And I'm sitting there. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that part. Yeah, I started swinging my arms. The initial thing for me that first time I took it was the energy level. I had shared with her about how tired I was all the time, and she said, well, she gave it to us, and I tried, and I'm like, okay, I can get with that. But I also last year in May, I had a daughter. She was 1 month old. Congratulations. Thank you. And I suffer from postpartum depression. It's hard to talk about, but and I think it's because of the other testimonies that came before me. But I was away for 6 days, about a week. My daughter started 2 months while I was there. When she gave me the product, I took it, and I think I've been on it now for about this. I think it's the 3rd month. This is the 3rd month, but a few weeks ago, I was driving,
And this is how the Lord gave it to me. And I didn't know anything about a brain fog, right? But he gave it to me. I was driving through the fog, taking my children to school. And I could see the sun. And the closer I got to the school, you know, it was thick fog that day. And the closer I got, the sun got brighter, right? So the way I look at this product, and the Lord said, the micro daily is the sun and the fog in my brain. I didn't realize that depression was a fog until the Lord showed that to me. And when he did, I'm like, oh my God, depression is fake. It's not real. But I say that because of how the micro daily cleared my mind. And now it's to a point where I can actually see my thoughts as they come. And I'm able to choose what I want to think about. Before, it was cluttered. I couldn't see it as clear as I can now, but I thank God for my aunt giving me those products, because that's my testimony. Anybody dealing with depression, that I'll tell them, try this. Don't take my word for it, because I can tell you anything. You try it and get your own experience, and then you go from there.
Pretty powerful. Yeah, thanks for letting me share, Jonathan. This is the mission
Wow.
that we're. This is where we're at.
Wow, that's remarkable, Jeff. And I think anyone who has dealt with the experience of depression would know what she's describing. So for those of us who've never experienced it, it's hard for us to really kind of, really wrap our mind around that, no pun intended. But certainly very powerful. Thank you very much for sharing that. So for those of you folks who are here and wondering what to do next, what is your next step? How do I get to try some of this product? It's very simple. You just get back with the person who, invited you to this presentation, and they'll help you. They'll guide you as to what you can do and how you can get a hold of this product. The Core 4 that I told you about, earlier, it's very simple. You can pay full price for it if you want to, and we're okay with that. Or you can just go ahead and just go on a subscription for it and get a substantial discount on the product. And if for some reason you feel like that's a little bit too much for you, and paying $200 to get your life under control, then you can always go with the basic bundle. And this is the minimum of what Dr. Prasad recommends. This bundle right here. And okay, whichever way you want to go, it's the choice really is yours as to what you do. Highly recommend that if you do want to have a massive impact on your health, then the Core 4 is the way to go, and even the GLP-1 Core 4. So if your budget can handle a little over $300, then that's the way to go. But just get back with the person who invited you to this discussion, and they will guide you on what to do. So we'll take a couple minutes now. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask your questions now. Anyone at all, because we have Jeff here too. So Jeff is our resident expert. So you can't go wrong there. You cannot go wrong with any question. And there's no such thing as a stupid question, by the way, folks. The only stupid question is the unasked question, is the way I put it. Go ahead, Casey. Let's get you to unmute there, Casey. Casey Thomas. There you go.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's Cassie. Yeah.
Cassie. All right, Cassie.
My question is, and I'm sorry for the noise background, but my question is, about 3 years ago, I went to the hospital, and what they did, to take a CAT scan. And what they did during the CAT scan, I have small veins and they roll. They missed the vein, stuck the apparatus in my muscle of my arm, and they put the solution. They started filling up my muscle with the solution until I started screaming out and telling them to stop. And when they did, the lady came to take an x-ray of my arm and she went, "Oh my." So they knew they had made an error at that particular time. But since then, it didn't bother me then. The head of the hospital did call me the next day, but I wasn't feeling the residual effects of what they had done that the next day. But now I'm dealing with very bad, severe pain in my upper shoulder on down to that muscle. Sometimes, a majority of the time, it wakes me up at night. So
Wow.
is there anything that I can do? I mean, other than, rub it down, I have a apparatus light therapy. I use that on it, but it's just ongoing and I just don't know what to do about it.
How long ago was this?
This was maybe 2 to 3 years ago.
Wow. Still suffering with that now.
Totally, totally severe
Jonathan,
pain.
Jonathan, may I step in? Share a
Wow.
possible solution?
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff.
All right. So microdaily EMF, 3 capsules to 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And just put it right over that area where the injection was. If you need to spread it up a little higher, what you want to do is get those nutrients in really close proximity. And believe it or not, the skin will pull it through and it'll
Okay.
help clear out that area. We've done it with individuals that have had severe joint issues, so much inflammation that they couldn't even move their knees. In fact, they were scheduled for knee replacement surgery. They did this mixture. They mixed a larger batch of it because you're going to want to spread it on the skin and then put saran wrap over it so it kind of stays in place. In fact, you know what? I actually have a picture of a lady that did this. Yeah, here we go. This is how she did her knee, and you can see it's that mixture. 3 capsules to 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. You mix them up together. You kind of spread it out. It's like a toothpaste consistency, maybe peanut butter, and then put saran wrap on it, and then an ace bandage. And just overnight, you want to change it twice a day. So just like the nutrition. We want to do it twice a day. It'll pull what it's going to pull in through the skin in that 12 hours. So change it at night, change it in the morning, change it at night, and you'll be absolutely amazed what will happen with that. So just
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow, excellent question. Thank you very much for your willingness to share, and Jeff. Thank you. Very good suggestions there. The putting that microdaily, the micronutrients right on the location has really been helpful in a lot of ways. And the coconut oil help with the penetration. And if what might even enhance the penetration may be a little bit of castor oil, but I think the coconut oil will be enough to take care of it. So that's excellent. Thank you. Anyone else with another question?
You can also, Jonathan, put just a little bit of collagen in it as well when it's any type of a skin irritation or skin eruption or those types of things. A little collagen. And I've had actually even people take one of the omega-3s and kind of pop with a pin and squirt it into there as well, just for a little added measure. It works. It works. Okay.
That is excellent. That's excellent. Go ahead, Belinda.
Yes, great meeting this evening. You know, got the two of the top 2 dynamic duos in here. Just thank God for both of y'all. As I was sharing earlier today about, I had hurt myself about a month ago, and I had fell on my buttocks and my back, but then my legs went up, so the jolt of the fall went into my knees. And I shared with you earlier, Brother Jonathan, and you were telling me to add, to add some more micro daily, and also the collagen. And that's really when I started really using the collagen more and more. But even this today, as far as me getting to the point, like if I start experiencing some more pain, because adding using the collagen regularly has really, really gotten into my system, and it's
Yeah.
really helping my knees out, in addition to helping the rest of my body out. So I just thank y'all so, so much. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Michael Daly. And these products are phenomenal. And like Miss Catrice even shares also, and others, you know, uh, it can really get in, really help not only ourselves, but our family members out. And thank you for allowing me to share.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you for relating that story.
Um,
Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, Belinda, you did an amazing job at lunchtime for Lunch and Learn as well today. A lot of people have commented on just
Thank you.
how you just basically stood up and delivered quite quite an
Thank
incredible
you.
turned your test into a testimony. So
Right. Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you. Go ahead, Gretchen. Your lips are moving, but we can't hear you. You're unmuted, but something is going wrong with your microphone.
Oh, my headset was muted.
There we go.
Apologies.
Okay.
Okay. I started my mother on the micro daily. Now, I just gave it to her. I just started giving. I said, Mom, take this. And she just looked at me and she took it. And then I said, we're going to do this like twice a day. And then I gave her the eye boost. And the funny thing is, she said, I don't see any difference. And I'm like, are you asleep, Mom? Usually she is asleep like all day. She's up watching TV, having conversations, telling people what she thinks should be the situation. And she's so, and she's 90, about to be 91. So she made 4 cakes from scratch. She said, I don't see the floaters in my eyes anymore because I'm giving her the eye boost as well. Because she used to complain when she's watching the television. And she was sitting in there watching the TV, no complaints. She didn't have on those blue protective glasses from the
Yep.
screen.
Yep.
And I'm just looking, and I didn't say anything. I'm just waiting to hear her say, "Where are my glasses?" And she never asked for them.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm seeing the difference. So her doctor's appointment is next week. So I plan on getting the results to see if there's any difference because her liver was at like 45% usage. Her kidneys like 40%, and so I want to see what the doctor says to her because she's been taking it for about a month and a half now.
Wow.
So I will keep you guys informed.
Please do. Please do. We're
Yeah.
looking forward to hearing that story. That is just outstanding. Um, wow. How old did you say she is? Almost 90?
No, she is 90. She'll be
She's 90.
91 come July.
Wow.
hmm
Incredible. Thank you so much, Gretchen. Jeff, does this surprise you when you hear these kinds of stories? Because you've been hearing these testimonials for quite a long time now.
oh, yeah, it's amazing, and I just encourage everybody pick up your phone, just say, "Hey, can you tell me that again?" and get that little video of them describing it. I mean, Jonathan, I know we're recording this right now, and you'll be able to reference back to somebody who's had issues with floaters or their eyes or who's getting older, and you can just say, "Hey, you need to listen to Gretchen," and you just press play. That's all you
That's
need
it.
to do. So
That's it. That's it.
encourage everybody to do this. We got 6 minutes left. If you need help with customer service, get
Now's
those
the
orders.
time.
Now
Yep.
is
Pick
the
up the
time.
phone, dial the number, and in fact, go ahead. Let's give them the number, Jeff, to reach customer service.
Yeah.
801
655
4501.
Correct.
That'll get you to customer service. So if you want to place your orders, I'll do that right now. In fact, I just got a text from a preferred customer that was complaining that I needed to get her order in. So I'm going to try to do that right now, folks. So thank you guys very much for joining us. Jeff, thank you again. I put it in the chat there for anybody that wants it. We're going to be having another VIP presentation tonight at 9 o'clock. That's 6:30 on the West Coast. So it'll be at 9:30 on the East Coast. So 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So that will be tonight. So if you know someone who needed to hear this presentation, get them on for tonight. We'll do another one live right here. I also sent you the link to the previous recording if you can't make that one. Share, 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 share. You guys have a good night. See you at 9:30. Thank you, Jeff.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.